Hi, my friends. Today we are focusing on how we will multiply whole numbers, and we are going to use some number discs, and then we're going to also talk about how you can use your area model, so whichever one works for you. So let's get started. Just a reminder, if you have time at the end of class, thank you, Mrs. Smith. If you have time at the end of the class, you can go to this link on Schoology, and it's a way for you to practice on Quizlet your flashcards. So there's just different ways for you to practice how we do Quizlet, and you can test yourself. There's a matching game, so just different ways to practice those. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with just review. So I'm going to give you a second if you want to pause your video, and I want you to find the product. So when you multiply 40 times 6, 50 times 8, and 60 times 7, go for it. All right, hopefully when you did this, I like to do my 4 times 6 as my cheats, and 4 times 6 is 24. So I know if it's 40 times 6, that it's 240. The same down here for 50 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40. So 50 times 8 would be 400. And last, 6 times 7 is 42. So 60 times 7 would be 420. We could check that out. Sorry, here. Just showing you the different patterns of how I personally solve it. Okay? Let's keep moving because we're on a roll. What I'm going to have you do now is I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute. And on your whiteboard or a piece of paper, I want you to list as many multiples as you can of 4. However, you're going to start at the number 16. Remember, multiples is skip counting, different ways that we list numbers. So if we're skip counting by 4s and we're starting at 16. So let's put our timer on. On your mark, get set, go. Seconds. Here, I'll mute myself. Okay, guys, go ahead and stop. Oh boy. All right, my friends. So if you did that correctly, when you were listing your multiples, you started with 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, oh my, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, and then you'll start to notice a pattern, right? So we had over here, we had 28. Notice over here, we have 48. We had 32. Notice we have 52 when you're skip counting. Hopefully you were able to skip count a lot. And as you continue to practice your math facts, that will get easier for you. I just want to give you a quick reminder, now that it's Monday morning, get our math juices flowing here. We had the area model that we learned last week where we break it apart, our first factor by our tens place and our ones place. Notice up here on top, I have my tens and I have my ones. And then I have the number that I'm multiplying it by, that other factor. Inside the area of the model, I put my equations and I show my work. Don't forget to show that, right? And then I add them up. So that's what we're going to practice first. And then I'm going to show you how to solve the same problem, but using number discs. Remember that those number discs are quick and they're easy. So let's first start by just doing that area model. So what we have is we are going to break apart our first number. So that first number is 58. So we have 50 and we have 8. So over in my area model, I have 50 and I have 8. And I'm multiplying it by another factor. I'm multiplying it by 3. So that means, remember, we go to the top, we go to the side, and they meet. We go to the top, we go to the side, and they meet. So we have 50 times 3. And our other equation is 8 times 3. So 50 times 3, I look at the 5 and I look at the 3. 5 times 3, 5, 10, 15, and I add my 0. 8 times 3, 8, 16, 24. Notice I'm listing my multiples. And then last, I add them up. So I'm adding 150 plus 24, and I should get a product of 174. And I like to rewrite, we're solving for V equals 100, oh boy, 74, okay? So this is solving using the area model. Now I want to show you using number discs. Number discs are a little different. It's almost like doing repeated addition. So we're going to break apart our different place values. In this case, we just have our 1s and our 10s. So we're going to create that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s, and I have 8 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have that 3 times. So I'm going to draw that in 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have it there 3 times because that's really what we're doing. Multiplication is repeated addition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s, 8 1s. Now I can add them all up. So I have 8, 16, 24. So down here, I'm going to put my 4, and I'm going to regroup those 2 10s, right? Because we had 24, so there's my 2 10s. Now I have 15, I lied, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. So I would put my 7, and I'd regroup that 1 to the hundreds place, and I have 1 in the hundreds place. So it's just doing repeated addition using number discs. Personally, I think this way is a little longer, but if you're not someone that knows your multiplication facts very well, it's a great strategy to just add them all up, right? Easier to just add. Okay, so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you try this next problem. What I want you to do is pause your video and solve 46 times 5. 2 strategies I've taught you. I've taught you the area model, and I just taught you about 10 seconds ago repeated addition. You can try either one and then check back with me, okay? So pause your video and solve this for me. All right, one way that you solved this is you could have done repeated addition with those number discs, and I'll show you that in a second. I want to quickly do that area model where we had to break apart our first factor, 46, so I have 40 and 6, and I'm multiplying it by 5. I rewrite my equation, top, side, meets, 40 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20, add my 0. Then I have 6 times 5. 6 times 5, so I count by 5 6 times, and I should get 30. I add them up. 200 plus 30 equals 230. B equals 230. Now, I'm going to double check my work using the number disc way. So I have my 1s, I have my 10s, and I don't have any hundreds. I start in my 10s place just because it's easier for me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. In my 1s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to do this 5 times. All right, now I can add them up. So I have 6. Now, if you're someone that's not good at multiplying, to do 6 times 5 is you can just count them up. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I can't fit 30 in the ones place, so I put my 0 and I regroup those 3 10s, and I'm going to add them all up to this. So when I added them up, I had 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23. Can't fit 23, so I put my 3. I regroup my 2. In this part, they're hundreds. And I have, oops, 200s, also known as 230. Okay? I want you to try this on your exit ticket. You just have one problem today to show me how you know how to multiply. And, oops, sorry. Remember our 2 strategies. We had our area model, and then we have those number discs. That is repeated addition. Thanks for working hard, and good luck on your exit ticket.